Hey everyone, welcome back to the Preset Biz channel. Today we're going to be doing a remake of Tiesto's new song with Ava Max, which is called The Motto. So if you're new around here, we'll be doing the verses today, and then on Friday we'll be doing the chorus. So make sure that you're subscribed and you won't miss that. But without any further ado, let's jump straight into FL and see how close we can get today. We're going to start this production with this ARP sound that plays in the start of the song. And this sounds from Car Music Vol.1, and this is just a basic ARP kind of MIDI pattern that just goes down a couple of bass notes. We're then going to look at these bass stabs, which kind of play in the background as a bit of like an ambient effect because they're so heavily reverbed and they're just sitting behind the mix a little bit. And so these consist of one layer, and this is called Hype, this preset, and it's from Piano House Vol.1. So I've decided to do all the processing actually within the insert rather than doing it in Serum. So what we've got is a bit of reverb to kind of push it behind in the mix, and then we've also got some BX Digital, which is kind of giving it some width, or the stereo width and the sides. And then what I've done is put a love filter at the end of the chain, so it's kind of giving it a low pass filter, but like a musical one, which actually sounds quite nice. So I've used this alt triple filter here, and then just kind of taken off most of the top frequencies. So I'm now going to move on to this percussive element, which is kind of playing in the background and giving the whole song a bit of rhythm. So to start with, we're going to use this shaker. What I've done to add a bit of depth to this sound is I've added this clap and just put a bit of a low pass filter with the Mod X level adjustment here. So you kind of get like a bit more of a clappy kind of presence underneath the whole loop. So this is what we've got so far. We then head into this build section here just after the first bit of the verse, and we've got these pads and also MEDUZA sounds introduced, but we're going to cover the pads first, which are these really analog kind of soft pads. And here's the chords that we're playing, so they're quite simple. So the preset to do this sound is called Love, and you can get this in Synth Pop Vol.1. So now we move on to those MEDUZA stabs that I was talking about, and this is how they sound all together. So to do this sound, what I've done is used 3 layers. So I've used Give Up, which is from Car Music Vol.4, and then I've used Snake Lady twice, which I believe is in Car Music Vol.2 or 3. And so to start the processing off of this sound, we've got some OTT, which is doing some really nice multi-band boost on the high end, and it's just really crisping up the whole sound. And then we've got some typical stereo whip stuff that I always do, and then a bit of mono maker as well. And then we're feeding that into a voice centric, which is a really nice effect, just to kind of add a bit of delay, a bit of chorusing, like doubling stuff, and then some reverb as well, which just fits it all in the space. And then on the end of the chain, we've got a kickstart, which is giving it the side chain. So for the rest of this song, we're also using this classic chain preset. So now the next sound we're going to look at is this percussive sound, which is being panned left and right quite hard. And this comes in also on the build section. And as you can see, it's got really heavy reverb with quite a bit of decay time on there. And I've also shaped it really heavily with the EQ, so it's kind of being bandpassed. And this is how it sounds amongst everything else we have so far. So now we're going to introduce a couple of drums to kind of get the energy building a bit in this build section. The first thing is this kick from Car Music Vol.4. We've then got this really nice simple open hi-hat from Car Music Vol.4 as well. And as you can also probably hear, there's some master EQ being automated, so the low end is just kind of being taken out. I think this goes up to like 100 or 200 hertz. So moving on to a couple more transitional elements, we've got this uplifter here, which is being played from a synth. And this is the preset, it's called Riser 4 Bars from Main Stage Vol.1. And this part is really helping to feed into the next section here, where we've got a clap, as well as some hi-hats and various little metallic kind of percussions. And so this is how they all sound separately. And then we've also got a clap here at the end, which is just kind of marking the bit right before the drop. So that's the entirety of the production so far for the verses and the builds. We're going to go and listen back to the whole thing from the start all together, and let me know what you thought of this one, and if you're excited for Friday's video, drop a comment down below. And make sure you're also subscribed so you don't miss that one. It's going to be a good video. And let's go and take a listen. Go back with no chaser, with no trouble. Up in that